Welcome back to Next on Steam. We're ending August with a bang. 3 big games are landing on Steam this week. We've got Xenomorphs, The Clone Wars, and a new chapter in the world of A Plague Tale. And just when you think you've seen the biggest game on the list, we've got a wild card that's been waiting more than a decade to come back. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive in. If you thought we'd seen the last of the Xenomorphs, think again. Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 is bringing the Colonial Marines back into the fight, with a new campaign, new classes, and even more ways to deal with the galaxy's least friendly lifeforms. This time, you'll be heading into the unknown, with a squad of up to 4 players, taking on hordes of Xenomorphs and other deadly enemies. But surviving isn't just about having bigger guns, it's about having the right people behind them. Different classes bring different abilities to the battlefield, so building the right squad could make the difference between making it out alive and becoming Xenomorph lunch. And of course, you'll have plenty of firepower to work with. Heavy weapons, specialized equipment, and different abilities give you plenty of ways to deal with whatever the game throws at your squad. If you enjoyed the first Fireteam Elite, this looks like a bigger and more ambitious follow-up. And with the Xenomorphs coming back this week, it could be a good time to grab some friends, because things are about to get messy. Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 arrives on Steam August 25th. But if fighting aliens isn't your idea of a good time, how about fighting your way through the Clone Wars?
We got bugs! Big ones!
You've come to us because you have nowhere else to go.
But if fighting aliens isn't your idea of a good time, how about fighting your way through the Clone Wars? Star Wars Zero Company takes the Clone Wars and gives it a tactical RPG makeover. You play as Hawks, a former Republic officer who leads an elite squad known as Zero Company. And unlike most Star Wars games, you're not simply running into battle with a blaster and hoping for the best. Here, every move matters. You'll recruit and customize members of your squad, combine their abilities, and decide how to approach missions across the galaxy. The combat takes inspiration from tactical classics like XCOM, with turn-based battles and a strong focus on positioning, squad composition, and making the most of each character's abilities. But the combat isn't the only thing Zero Company has going for it. This is also a brand new Star Wars story set during the final days of the Clone Wars. And early impressions are suggesting the story could be one of the game's biggest surprises. You'll get to know your squad, learn their individual stories, and see their personalities develop throughout the campaign. These aren't just disposable soldiers you're sending into battle, they're your crew. So when things go wrong on the battlefield, you might actually care about who makes it home. And of course, this is still Star Wars. Jedi, clone troopers, droids, and familiar faces from the Clone Wars are all part of the adventure. So if you've ever wondered what XCOM would look like with lightsabers, this might be about as close as we're going to get. And the wait isn't much longer. Star Wars Zero Company launches on Steam August 27th. But Star Wars isn't the only familiar universe getting a new story this week. Because if you thought the story of A Plague Tale was finished, you might want to think again.
For too long, the doors of the island have resisted us.
Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy takes us back before the events of the previous games. This time, we're not following Amicia and Hugo. Instead, we play as Sophia, a young smuggler who becomes caught up in a mystery surrounding a legendary island. And that island has a secret, a very strange one. Sophia's journey will take her from medieval Europe into a world filled with ancient mythology, supernatural forces, and something far more dangerous than the legends suggest. Gameplay combines exploration, puzzles, stealth, and combat. Sophia also has access to a mysterious artifact that gives her abilities that can help uncover the island's secrets and survive what's waiting for her there. And visually, this one gives us a pretty big change of pace. After xenomorphs and tactical Star Wars battles, we're getting dark medieval environments, ancient ruins, and plenty of atmosphere. If you enjoyed the storytelling and world building of A Plague Tale, this could be a very interesting return to the series. Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy, arrives on Steam August 27th. And that would normally be where we wrap things up, but it's the end of the month, so we have one more game to show you. And this one has a story almost as interesting as the game itself.
Obstacles to deal additional stun damage, or use your grappling hook to take them down from a distance.
I was born to be the collector.
And this one has been a long time coming. 1666. Amsterdam was originally created by Patrice Désilets, the creative director behind the original Assassin's Creed. The project disappeared for years, but now, 15 years later, it's finally coming back. Set in Amsterdam in 1666, this is a dark, supernatural action-adventure where you play as Noah, the Collector. During the day, you'll investigate the city and track down supernatural entities known as the Originals. Then, when night falls, it's time to hunt them. Noah uses witchcraft to uncover the Originals hiding among Amsterdam's population, while another character, Aaron, gives you a very different perspective, because he's a cat. And the mystery doesn't stop in 1666. The story spans 3 different timelines, connecting 1666, 1999, and the present day. There's already a free 30-minute prologue on Steam if you want to see what it's all about. But the full game enters early access on August 25th. After 15 years in the shadows, 1666 Amsterdam is finally ready to show us what it can do. And that's it for this week on Next on Steam. We've got plenty more games coming to Steam, so if you enjoy finding something new before it hits your library, consider subscribing. And let me know in the comments, which game from this week's lineup are you watching? I'll be back next Friday with 3 more games to put on your radar. Until then, thanks for watching.